two advantages of the largest ball that we offer are that it is easier for the horse to maneuver both on the ground and from on the horse's back. As you saw with the smaller ball, it has more of a tendency when it hits a pothole to jerk left or right, whether you're dribbling it, and you'll see that when we're riding with it also, it has more of a higher difficulty level because it changes directions so quickly. This bigger ball is much easier to control because the height doesn't allow it to jerk around quite as quickly. I'm going to show you that with the horse, and something that I have not shown you yet is teaching the horse to go to a certain object, and in this case, roll the ball. So the way that I've worked with this is with this little black mare here, I have taught her that I can send her around the round pen, and that when she goes out around the round pen, I'm going to have her continue working, and I get her trained to where I can control her direction, and I can change her direction and ask her to go the other way. And when I get to where I can control her direction, I can control her turning to the inside, then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the ball out here near the rail, and I'm going to allow her the chance to go and explore it. Now, if she goes up to the ball and explores it, I'm going to leave her alone. If she goes past the ball, I'm going to turn her and send her back to the ball. And through a series of doing this, eventually what will happen is the horse will begin to associate rest with the ball. And then as the horse begins to associate rest with the ball, they will begin to use the ball as a target. They will begin to be drawn to the ball and have a desire to be with the ball because they understand that I am going to put them to work if they're not focused on the ball, and that I'm going to allow them to rest. Now you'll see that this little mare is making a choice right here, and she chose to walk away from the ball because I wasn't really giving her any direction. So I'm going to put her back to work. I'm going to send her out around here, and then I'm going to see what she does when she comes up to this ball. And so I'm going to give her the chance to rest and relax when she's near the ball. This is a step that I do with my horses before I begin a lot of the riding with the ball. It makes it a lot easier if your horse already understands the concept, either on the line or in this case at liberty, because as the horse gets better here at liberty, they understand the uses of how to use their body to move the ball, and this will make it even easier when you go to ride them. Not to mention it's really fun. You'll find that using the bigger ball is a little bit easier when you're doing this because it's a bigger target to send your horse to. You'll notice that when I start riding that the horse it's easier for the horse to step around the small ball, where the bigger ball it's a little bit harder. Go back out there. You're only allowed to rest when you're at the ball. There she goes. That's where she gets her reward. It's important to take into consideration the height of your horse and the bit that you're using when you select the ball that you want to ride with. In this case, the horse that I have is not very tall. She's only about 14'2". And when I go to ride her with this ball, one thing I want to make sure of is that if she sticks her head over the ball and I'm using a shanked bit, which I am at the moment, I want to be sure that she's not bumping the shank into the top of the ball and being bothered by that. If I notice that happening when I'm riding, then I will switch to a smaller size ball, or I will switch to a bit without a shank, such as a snaffle bit. So it's important to notice whether or not the horse is bumping this part of the shank on the top of the ball. Because if you notice the horse being uncomfortable and jerking its head up, it's most likely because of the shanks hitting the ball. This horse has already learned through the groundwork how to roll the ball, both with her nose occasionally and mostly with her feet. And you'll see that she holds her head up higher and doesn't really interfere. If I have a horse that's interfering, once again, I'll use a smaller size ball. So that will depend on the height of your horse. Another thing about this red ball in particular is that it is easier to steer than the smaller balls. As the balls get smaller, the steering gets more difficult, which makes your riding a little bit more precise. Right now, when I use the big ball, what I'm doing is getting the horses initially accustomed to moving the ball around.
For more information on how to purchase Stacy's training items by Weaver, including the items used in this video, visit www.ridethebrand.com or www.westfallhorsemanship.com. For more information on the Stacy Westfall Activity Ball, visit www.weaverridesafely.com to see how you can obtain your free copy of Ride Safely on the Trail. This helpful DVD will teach you the basics of proper training and trail riding with your horse and is 95 minutes in length. A $49.95 value, this DVD is free with a purchase of select Weaver leather products.
Hi, I'm Stacy Westfall of Westfall Horsemanship. I've partnered with Weaver Leather to bring you Ride Safely on the Trail, a DVD with effective training methods and tips designed to keep you safe on the trail. I'll look at problems you might encounter as well as training exercises. I'll give you a straightforward, practical approach to training that's easy to work into your everyday life. For more information and to get your free DVD, visit weaverridesafely.com.